Gavin Gee here from UltimateReloader.com. I'm here at the 2020 SHOT Show in the Forster booth with Scott Kempel. Scott, thanks for coming onto the channel with me.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a couple of things. I want you guys to get to know Scott a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about new Forster products, and then I thought we could deep dive on dies a little bit. What do you think?
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah, so tell us about you and what you do at Forster.
I'm the operations manager at Forster. We're a small company. We've got 22 people, so I'm kind of the communication between the shop, the office, answer a lot of technical questions on the phone. A lot of people, if you've called and talked, asked a question or broke something, I probably helped talk you through it or told you what we needed to do. So
I think is one of the really valuable things about a smaller company with such a tight-knit community is that if you need a die honed out to a certain, neck diameter for your brass, and if you have specific questions, if you have problems, Forster steps up and really gets involved. You guys have really helped me connect with some of the pro shooters in different disciplines, and it's really great that you're so integrated into the sport.
Yeah, it's easy to get kind of, even in our small office, away from some of that. And that's where if you could just pick up the phone and talk to the customer that's using it, you get a lot more insight of what's going on than even just sitting there. Otherwise, you're just sitting behind a machine and looking at prints all day, and that doesn't always solve the problems that are out there. So.
Okay, so let's talk about new products in the recent portfolio. I'm trying to think of some of the recent stuff I've used. I've got a video coming out with some go, no-go gauges. That was the first time I've gotten my hands on that product. Of course, the coax is a great seller. I've got a variety of dies, that I'm using in the shop. But what's new?
Yeah, so, in what's new, we did offer 6.5 PRC dies this year. We've started doing a custom polished seating stem service where people send us in a couple sample cases they've resized, a couple sample bullets, and then we can polish that stem to contact the bullet correctly. We kind of do it that way because when we get the cases, a lot of times your seating problems are related to something else going on, so we can kind of look at the whole process that way, be sure you don't have work hardness problems or anything like that, and then send you home with a dummy round we seated to see how well it did.
And that makes a difference. I remember talking with you guys about seating stems and polishing them on a lathe with some abrasive with a particular bullet I was using, and that helped get rid of the ring, get better contact, that kind of thing.
Sometimes it's more witchcraft than science, but it's still, we've got some people that really know how to do it in the office. So okay, so let's go through some of those products we were just talking about. Like there's potentially a powder measure coming later in the year, is that right? We've kind of hawed about it for a while, but it's happening now. In April, we'll have the bench rest powder measure back out. It was a really quality measure, but people wanted coax presses, so it got pushed aside a little bit. And there were a couple things we needed to do to that to make it even a little better. So, but I think we're seeing a lot of people go back to some of those throw measures to see them, that they can throw just as accurate, and so that's kind of why we're rounds out our line a little bit too. We've got dies and stuff, but didn't really have that way to handle powder, and now we do. So.
And you were saying about 0.1 grain consistency from throw to throw, something like that?
About a 1/10 consistency is what we're seeing, and better in some cases, but and a lot of times that's where people are looking for. They want at least a 1/10, and that's what it should give you. So
that's 1/70,000th of a pound. If you want to think about it that way. Cool. All right, what else is new?
We're making some different headspace gauges, the 350 Legend. Our headspace gauge is another big part of our business. We brought some more state-of-the-art inspection equipment to check those gauges. So, I know a lot of people try to measure gauges. It's not the easiest thing to do, but Forster Brothers have been doing it for a long time, and now we're even kind of stepping into some new age ways to do that.
Very cool. And like I mentioned, I have the 6mm Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor gauges that I just used in my Howa rebarrel, and definitely really good stuff. So, a lot of times our Ultra Seeder is really popular. It's at a great price point with the supported chamber to seat the bullet, and that's where we're kind of, I know we're talking about the custom polished stem service, but we're doing a lot on top of that as far as staying ahead of the different bullets that are out there and kind of changing dimensions of the stem, trying to make it so you don't need to have 10 stems on your bench for 10 different bullets. So. Versatility, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's walk through the different dies that are currently in the Forster portfolio then.
Sure, so we have the full length sizing die, which that elevated expander ball, that's a lot different than most, and with that, we can do like that custom honing where we can open that neck up. We are dropping the standard neck sizer. People just aren't neck sizing as much, and with our limited capacity, we're trying to put it into the products that people need. And a standard neck sizer, they're not a lot of different. We're all sizing the neck down, pulling an expander ball through.
Sure.
So we still do the bushing bump neck sizing die. That's our bushing option. And then our 2 cedar dies are just the great, bench rest cedar. If you're going to look to lock it down and leave it, seats with the same quality as the micrometer cedar. If you're doing a lot of different loads, a lot of different bullets, and that's where that micrometer can save you tons of time.
Micrometer's worth it.
It is.
I love it. Once you get one, it's a little bit hard to go back.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things I'm looking at is I got some really cool rifle projects coming up this year, and I'm excited to try the honing service because for those of you that don't know, the advantage here is that you can have one interior surface, perfectly concentric, but you can fine tune for consistent neck tension, just the right neck tension, the amount of compression that you want. So it's like putting a bushing in a die that you specify the diameter of, except it's integral to the die. And you guys do that as a service where people can send the dies in or order them that way. Yeah.
And it's currently like a $15 machining fee, so it's cheaper than most bushings. So
so don't use your drill press.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll be looking at some of the new cartridges. I just did a 6.5 PRC build. I've done a couple 300 PRC builds. I'm really impressed with how those rifles are performing, but I'm looking at some exotic stuff, and then just, again, to look at different scenarios and stuff. So I'm looking forward to more Forster dies and, some of the custom services and all that.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, and keep up the good work, and we'll try to do the same.
Yeah, okay, Scott. Well, thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
For you all, what are you excited about with Forster? I know the coax is probably on your list, but what else are you excited about? Please drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications because I got a lot more SHOT Show 2020 content coming up, a lot more Forster related content coming up. Until next time, happy shooting and happy reload.